Hello, welcome back. We're continuing our 1890 Japanese campaign, Rise of the Dragon. We are currently still at war with Russia here. Our home territory is looking pretty solid, although I don't quite think we have enough to blockade them yet. We're at 106 versus 65, and they are pushing more forces into their far east, essentially, to try to shore this up. Although they have to be running out of resources here. Let's take a look. Well, they're down to one dreadnought, two battle cruisers, seven battleships, one light cruiser, one heavy cruiser left. So they don't have a whole lot left that they can actually send over here other than just battleships that are unsupported, and that would be a very poor idea. We are still trying to capture what I call Huawei, so let's progress and see if we can't capture at least something before a settlement of some kind happens. Right. Some sort of cruiser action, I believe. Yeah. So, if they have any cruisers out, we will attempt to sink them. Then they will have no cruisers left, which means no more raiding. But I don't know that our old cruisers here, although these are 24 knots. I was going to say, I don't know if some of our older cruisers could actually catch these newer. What do they have here? This thing's 20 knots. Yeah, actually, we can catch them even with our older cruisers. So it looks like they've got a heavy cruiser and a destroyer. So let's pull our destroyers out there. We don't want them to just get smacked for no reason. I got a little bit cocky there by pushing my destroyer so far, or destroyer squadron so far forward. Use them or lose them. We haven't had a great amount of luck with our long-range torpedo shots from destroyers. So we'll do what we typically do here, where we get these that are too damaged to really fight effectively. We drop them down to 6 knots to try to avoid getting a bulkhead rupture, and send them home. All right, we need to steer into these potential torpedoes from this little destroyer because it did make a run on us. We're going to have to be just as paranoid as the AI is about it. Even though some of these cruisers are probably destined for the scrapyard once this war is finished. I've been getting some good commentary on my videos from some folks. There's been discussions about whether or not I should try to either refit or scrap. And my current mood, I guess, or my current thought is that it's probably better to scrap some of these older hulls because even if we refit them, put on new engines, lighten them up a lot, the hulls themselves are limited to speeds, and if we can't keep like a modern competitive speed with our cruisers, then they're really not worth having. In my opinion, I feel like they're just taking up um, maintenance budget essentially. But we will take a look. That we might have a whole new cruiser program after this war ends. Okay. Our little destroyers are just getting pounded on. And we'll probably upgrade, or not upgrade, but completely replace our destroyer fleet as well. It's super cheap to upgrade your destroyers, but their tonnage is so light for the most part that there's only so much you can do with like a new engine on them. And you really need that extra tonnage to fit on like the double and triple launchers and potentially minesweeping gear and all that other stuff. Plus, you just get, I believe you just get more like ship hit points essentially for having like a, you know, like a 1,500 ton hull versus a 900 ton or whatever. So that is probably the end of this battle. We'll just head on home. And we lost a destroyer, at least one so far. If we can end this battle, we'd probably get these other two home. But if we don't, they are, they exist to be used. And we'll trade one destroyer for a destroyer and a heavy cruiser. And we lost a submarine that was somehow in the area. Okay. That puts them at 0 heavy cruisers in service. So we've lost some tonnage on station. I think we have condenser issues with one of our uh, ships, so we'll put that on. No, hang on. We'll put that on foreign station. I do like keeping the pair of heavy cruisers. So if it comes down to it, they can tag team some enemy. Okay, so this is a general go out and sink ships type mission. We just need to sink 2 that have at least 500 tons. And it's funny that we're so like empty on fuel just crossing the Sea of Japan here. Boy, if I could click accurately. I want to spread out. Look for something to sink. What do we got? What do we got? That looks like that can't be a battleship, right? No way. Well, if it is, we'll ripple off a couple torpedoes and then get the heck out of there. I wouldn't have expected there to be a battleship, but if we can sink it, we'll take it. Yeah, they're just going to retreat into their port. There's not really a whole lot we can do. We'll shoot at them and let's get these destroyers away from those land installations. Yeah, like even if we shoot their stuff up, I think they can just immediately port and get away. That's one merchant sunk. Oh, there might be another over here. There we go. All right, yeah, we'll better complete our mission at least. That's really all we care about here. Like, we're not going to, honestly, we're not going to be able to sink a battleship. Like, they're so far out of the range of our torpedoes that it just won't be possible. All right, so I don't know, we'll just leave. Take the quick win. How damaged is this thing? All right, it's damaged enough that we need to be careful about rupturing the hull and bulkheads. Objective complete. Now, there is a small chance that they'll send that battleship back out to sea. So we'll use our destroyers to go up here and look around real quick and maybe get like a point blank encounter with it. Oh, not worth it. Okay. Well, it's going to go home. All right. Well, we took a risk to try to get greedy, and we were punished, as we deserve sometimes. I can't really blame anyone else, as I deserve. Yeah, we trade a destroyer for completing the mission. So it's not going to be a clean victory like it was going to be, but that's what happens when you fight really close to enemy ports. And that should be the end of it. It's a small win. Fairly decent. Nah. And nah. I do just want this war to end favorably so that we can take our budget hit. Essentially, we take our big hit to the budget, then we can start figuring out what we're getting rid of and what we're hanging on to. I would really like to get rid of these Yashima class battleships. They are 10-year-old designs, and our pre-dreadnoughts in general all need to go. Although we might be able to use the Mikasas as light carrier conversions. We'll just have to see. We are racking up points here. It's kind of odd that we haven't landed. Like, we've had all this time to land over at Sac Lane. Yep, they're sending more battleships into the AO, but they're unsupported, so we can't generate a battle with them. Yeah, they won't send them out without some sort of support. I'd like to see a battleship duel. Like my 3 battleships versus whatever they have. I'd be cool with that. Fighting continues. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, let's get rid of that target and reassign it. I don't know what's going on. Well, I doubt this will involve battleships. This is a coastal patrol type mission. There it is. All right. This war really is starting to drag on. Once I get out of this, hopefully I'll remember to look and see how long we've been at war. Battleship? Oh, that's a real for realsy battleship. Okay. Well, we don't want to just send our cruiser in unsupported. Battle cruiser. Yeah, that thing would tear us apart. Let's try to draw them into these minefields and into the range of our coastal guns. We're just being shot at by this battle cruiser. Whoop, hang on. We have crashed into the coast. I don't I don't imagine we'll be able to get like a good torpedo run on this battle cruiser. It's just so fast. Well, maybe. Well, let's give it a try. We'll fire some off at long range. We'll turn a little bit. And those weren't horrible shots. Oh, too far away. We're going to lose probably the entire squadron of destroyers. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's get the Kako out of there. That battle cruiser is essentially a Death Star compared to us. Yeah, we just don't have the range. With our torpedoes. Come on. When it detaches, it really should just beeline for the nearest port. Instead of all this fooling around. At least we have, let's see here. We're not too bad off on the Kako. But we've separated their destroyer screen from the battle cruiser. So this could be our chance to send in. Yep, okay. Send in the heavy cruiser to mop up some destroyers if I can catch them. They are going in opposite directions. Guess who's back? Funny, our destroyer is keeping them, keeping his battle cruiser at a distance. He doesn't want to lose that thing any more than I would want to lose one of my battleships. Come on, Kako. I need you to score hits here while you can. We can turn this into some kind of a victory. Man, he's still shooting at my little, uh, my poor little destroyer there that's been all shut up. Yeah, we really don't have a shot of sinking that thing with just a heavy cruiser. Let's get the Kako home. We might end up losing some of our merchant divisions or something. Oh, hang on. This is our chance. A nighttime torpedo run. If we can somehow sneak up on them in the dark. Okay. Problem is now, can we find them or not? Doesn't look like it. All right. Well, we lost several destroyers, and we took a bunch of damage on our heavy cruiser. But in return, we sank some of their destroyers, so it might even out. It depends on what happens here while we're in port. If he manages to catch up with any of our stuff. Okay. I mean, that's about the best we can hope for, really. Sink what we can. We have these beautiful new battleships. There we go. Finally. Yeah, we got these beautiful new battleships, and we're not using them. Let's let's build up some more destroyers because we do like these destroyers. These are 1,100 tons. So these are pretty good. If they fight us here, this might be a chance for us to encounter some of their battleships. All right. So these are our transports. Is that the Kako? Or it's the Iwate? Someone was trying to help me with my Japanese pronunciations, and I hate to say it, but I am a bit hopeless on that. Okay, this thing. There we go. It can go a maximum of 8 knots. So we're going to keep our old battleship division down here with that. And we'll AI control to give them a little bit of support. But other than that, we will see what we can do. Turn that around a little bit, and there we go. Start getting into our battle formations now, so that if we have an encounter, we will be ready. All right, here we go. We're really hoping for some actual battleships here. This will actually go to AI control. And we'll cut across like that direction there. Looking good. That looks like a battleship line right there. I mean, it's definitely not heavy cruisers. Looks like battle cruisers and battleships, which is just fine by me. And this is a good opportunity to flank in with these ships from the north. This other detachment, essentially. That is a big old fleet. All right, it's time to get our light cruisers into action here as screens for the battleships. We do want to be careful not to get torpedoed. That would really mess up the balance of this battle. Okay. Well, at least we know there are torpedoes out there. So let's send this thing home if it can survive. Unlikely. But we would rather have that than one of our battleships get torpedoed. We'll swing that heavy cruiser down here to help out with this battle. This little skirmish between all the destroyers and soon-to-be cruiser action. They have so many battleships out, and yet they're running away. The Iwate comes screaming in over here to try to help out this battle. I mean, it's unlikely they're going to keep going straight. But we'll throw some torpedoes in that direction and see what happens. We have these torpedoes, we may as well use them. Then we can send them back to port because their guns aren't anything that's going to help much. I don't fancy having destroyer versus destroyer gun battles with, like, 3-inch guns essentially, or 4-inch guns, whatever they are. Looks like, wow, it looks like we mopped up all of those destroyers except for one. I completely lost track of that battle. If we could get rid of maybe one or two of their battleships in this battle, that would help because we're struggling to get them to engage with us. So if we could, have them come out and say hello to us more often, we wouldn't be too desperate. We wouldn't be as desperate to get kills like this. We're just going to say yes to all of that. You can go pick up survivors, then we'll send you home eventually. All right, get this Awate over here. Let's slow down the battleship division that's escorting the transports a little bit. They're starting to get pretty close to the battle here. Hey, that's good. Whoa, did you see that? That thing, the battleship was going straight north. It got hit by a torpedo and did like a full 180 instantaneously. That was weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But it does go to show that our cruisers are snipers. Look at that. It just keeps, it's like glitching out where it's going one way, then it spins around and goes the other. What do we got down here? It's picking up survivors, I guess. All right, this thing, these are all out of torpedoes, so we're going to slow them down a cruise and send them. Well, there's not a whole lot. A whole lot we can do to get them out of the battle safely. Uh-oh. Light cruisers, be careful. Fire 1. Fire 2. Hey, I mean, you never know. We do want to finish this thing here off. So that's a good distraction for my light cruisers for now. I had them getting a little bit too aggressive and a little bit too close to the enemy battle line. And as you can see, I am still getting shot up with medium guns. How the heck is that out of arc? It's very finicky sometimes. All right. I have a new idea. So the light cruisers will go south to help escort the transports in, and our second division of battleships are going to start getting involved in this. Our main dreadnoughts are getting low on ammunition, and this one here is taking some damage. So we will detach it and send it in the general direction of home. There's still another battle cruiser floating around out there. All right, I'm not paying enough attention. Losing track. All right, these things are going to go down here. Actually, they're going to go up there and try to deal with that destroyer. This one here is going down here to escort the transports. This destroyer division is going home. The Kawachi, it's damaged, but it can still fight. It just took some sort of engine damage or something. Engine room hit. And it's taken some flooding as well, so we should probably slow it down to 6 knots. That'll also coincidentally help it shoot, aim a lot better. The accuracy. Look, I know I'm not paying attention over here, but I'm pretty confident that my 2 dreadnoughts can deal with these Nikolai class. They're fairly old, although they do have pretty good armor. And I mean, that's not to say that they still can't score a solid hit on us. We don't want to get too cocky, but sometimes you just need to let your ships fight. Okay. Plus we have reinforcements on the way. I was trying to save these things, this second group of battleships, for the shore bombardment, but I think this encounter is going to be won or lost on the sea, the battle at sea. Oh yeah. Say hello to our little torpedoes. Okay, those destroyers can go home. Let's straighten out this ship and send a little gift over. Wow, that thing sank fast. Okay, we'll take it. And we will pursue. These things are empty. Yeah, these guys are going home. let's send this battle division back north. Like we really do need them for the shore bombardment. We'll slow the Awate down to cruise speed. And these light cruisers are never going to actually catch that little destroyer. One torpedo left on that thing. Let's be careful. That does have torpedo tubes. Oh boy. Blew him up with a hit to the turret, 12-inch guns. All right, send him down here to deal with this other battleship. This is out of ammo. Definitely saves us some torpedoes. Let's put this on cruise mode. Yes. And the reason why we don't pick yes to all there is because if any of our ships got too close to port, it would just automatically send them home. We don't want that to happen right now. What do I have selected? Oh, up here. Okay. I was wondering what I had selected. I saw battle division, but it wasn't changing the course down here. This thing here only has light damage on it. Still got one torpedo left on this destroyer. Started an unknown ship. It's probably a destroyer. It's just running away. We want them to get out of the way because if they get close to our transports, they can scare the transports and they'll scatter like a bunch of cockroaches. Ooh, okay. I only have one torpedo left, but you know what? Let's go ahead and fire it off. And I can send that thing home. Oh, that seems like it should have hit, but sometimes it's not meant to be. This thing here is damaged. You can only go 19 knots. It has a full load of torpedoes. But we do want some speed. Speed is life when it comes to these destroyers. Yep, we lost that one. But we've still made some good trades. Right, this destroyer squadron is going home. This is my damaged battleship. It's going home. Let's pull these cruisers back away from the landing site. We'll speed up this battleship group a little bit to get them over there to start working on the shore defenses. And we have torpedoes left here. Fuso is out of main ammunition. It's not encouraging. If we can sink this thing, this entire southern fleet down here, everything we have down here, can just go home. Like, it's not needed. We're going to turn together. That didn't help at all. Man, they're battleships. Literally, like they pivot in their maneuver where like they instantly like turn. It's like friggin', World of Tanks or something. Russia bias. They're performing some physically impossible maneuvers. All right, well, I don't know what to do with this thing down here. Let's see. Nope, no ammo. No torpedoes left. I don't know. Do we keep fighting this thing with just our secondaries? And our battleships are essentially undamaged. Send that destroyer home down here so it doesn't have to try to sneak past their battleship to get home. And we are lighting this thing up. I think we're just lighting it up with little itty bitty guns. 3-inch guns and 6-inch guns. The Aki still has ammo, so it's firing off the 12s. And now it's out of ammo. Spoke too soon. Wish we had destroyers with... Well, we have a cruiser that has ammunition, but it does have flooding. All right, we need to send that cruiser home. It only has flooding of 3, but at the same time, it's steady flooding. It hasn't been involved in battle for a while, so it hasn't been patched up yet. Seems like it's unlikely to get fixed. All right, now we're seeing the land installations. We'll go into cruise. And hopefully we can kill these batteries, and that'll let us land without any hassle. Max -2 on these to improve our accuracy on these 6-inch guns that we're hitting this thing with. And we'll turn around for another pass. No. We don't want the Aki to go home yet. Kawachi. Yeah, it needs to just go home. It's taken 10 heavy hits. There's no need to risk it. Even if we don't manage to kill this battleship down here. Oh, it's stopped moving. That's a good sign. So we'll make sure to get this light cruiser division to go directly to that thing. And now the Aki can go home. So we're going to go out here and then come back, and hopefully it'll trigger the event of it going back into port. We're just working these coastal batteries over. We're going to slow down a little bit more. There we go. And we will check them for damage. They're fine. So what we'll do is we will just park them right here on the objective. And we'll wait for this battle division to go out here. And then we go back to port. What is that? The Asagiri. I don't know what the heck's wrong with that thing, but it needs to go home. So we're getting reports of ships over here. Yes. That's the Awate. We'll just angle it that way and have it also come to a stop. So if we need it, we'll have it. We've completed the objective. No. We're looking Okay, I think those things has picked up survivors. We're good to go. So let's go home with what we've got. I'm excited to see what the results of this battle are. We know that there's still a battle cruiser out there that we never got to engage with, but we took care of pretty much their entire battleship fleet that decided to fight with us. So that ought to let us have a blockade and make any more invasions over here a lot easier. And we're well past 40 minutes at this point, so this will be the last thing we do tonight for this episode. The war with Russia is going well. We want the war to go at least until we can capture this territory. That way, if we get a crappy peace, we'll have captured 2 new colonies. So we did lose a light cruiser, we lost a destroyer, we sank a dreadnought, we sank 5 battleships, we sank 6 destroyers and damaged a bunch of others. That is a big win. 15,000 victory points. Yeah, we'll save that as an engagement. We will take 5 plus centerline turrets. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll put a little bit of intelligence in there, and I usually forget to do that. Okay, we'll save the game here. Again, thank you for watching and hanging out. I'll see you next time, and please sail safely.